Hey, today we're going to talk about the link portion of the MELCon writing format. So, before you continue this video, please make sure you have something to write with and some paper or access to a blank Google Doc to take some notes in when you are going about doing the example problems towards the end of this. So, we're talking about Link, no, not the video game character, the one that's going to make you an awesome writer. So, let's check it out. Once again, we're talking about the MELCon paragraph. So we have talked about main idea, evidence, which has been paired with quoting and citations. Now we're moving on to the link, the L of the MELCon. So we're linking the evidence to the main idea. Now I know you've heard about MELCon probably a lot by now, but just know that once we get all these pieces together, it's going to be much easier for you to write a paragraph that focuses on answering a question with a main idea, some evidence through quotes and citations, a link, and then a conclusion or concluding sentence. So we got two of the big ones done. We're moving on to link today. Just a brief refresher for those of us that need it. Our main idea has 4 parts: a topic, verb, position, and reason. It's answering a question, and it's giving a reason as to why that answer is right. It's not a yes or no question, it's an opinion, and you're coming up with a reason as to why this is the opinion that others should believe. Your evidence helps prove that your main idea is right. Oftentimes, we're going to be using quotations, especially during literary analysis when we're writing about things that we read. So your quotes are going to be your evidence. Quotes need context, the quote itself, and then a citation at the end to show where it came from. But we use this to help prove that our main idea is right. And all this background info is necessary to understand what we need to do with the link. So, what is a link? Basically, this is where you are elaborating or explaining how the quote or your evidence proves that your main idea is right. So you're working on your explanation skills. There are a couple things that you should know about links before we get started. First, it should be at least 2 sentences, and it should be looking at the how and why behind your idea. So this is supposed to help the reader see the connection or the link between your evidence and your main idea. So the reason behind the link, remember, this is connecting your main idea and your evidence. And you should be asking yourself 2 questions every time you write a link. If you can answer these 2 questions, your link is going to be rock solid. First, what is the evidence saying? Explain what the evidence means. This is just breaking down what the quote, what the evidence said for the reader so they can gain a better understanding of it. Next, how does the evidence prove that the main idea is correct? This is the key here. This is the whole point of the link. You're explaining how the evidence is connected to the position or your answer and your reason in your main idea. This is why your link needs to be at least 2 sentences. You have 2 jobs to do when writing a link. Of course, your link can always be longer than 2 sentences, but we need to have at least 2 so we can check off both of these questions here. Couple things to remember. Besides it being 2 sentences, the link goes after the evidence, which is usually a quote with a citation, and it can be before one of 2 things. If you're writing a MELCon with multiple pieces of evidence, your link could be before another evidence or quote, or it could be before the concluding sentence, which we will talk about soon. So it could be near the end of the paragraph by the concluding sentence, which ends your paragraph, and before you move on. So let's try this out. Let's link. If you need to pause the video, please do. Make sure you have an open Google Doc or something to write with and some paper so you can write answers to the upcoming examples. Your goal, if you are watching this video, is to pause the video after the example is explained to you so you can try it on your own and check your understanding. Take as long as you need to write down your answer or type it, and then Press play when you are ready to see some of the sample answers. And you're just going to repeat this process as you are going through the 3 examples. Remember that we need to get 2 things accomplished when we are writing a link. What are they? First, we need to explain what the evidence is saying, and next we need to explain how the evidence proves that the answer and the reason in the main idea are correct. Let's get started. So our first example, let's try it out. Our main idea, alternative music is the best genre because it has so many different sounds. Our evidence to support this main idea is, first, our transition word. Alternative music can include bands that have rock qualities, but also artists that have rap qualities. So, pause this video, write down what you're thinking, answering these 2 questions. What does the evidence say, or what does it mean? And how does the evidence prove that the position or the answer and the reason in the main idea are right? Pause this video to try out these link elements and press play when you are ready to see a sample answer. Okay, let's check out a possible answer. So we have the same stuff that we did on that other slide. Our main idea is the same about alternative music with the same evidence, but now we're answering these 2 questions here. And you can see the possible answers in blue. So, a link, what is it saying? What is our evidence saying? It is saying alternative music has something to offer fans of all genres. So, alternative music is great because it has things that lots of different people like. Our second part, how does the evidence prove that the position or the answer and the reason in the main idea are right? Alternative music is the best genre because fans of rap and rock can enjoy it due to the different sounds it includes. So notice, we are linking back to our position, our answer, that alternative music is the best genre, and our reason, because it has so many different sounds. We get that wording in here as well. So we're seeing a very clear connection between our evidence here and our main idea and our explanation down here. Please remember, there are lots of different possible answers as to how to do a link. It's all about how you explain it, so there are many different ways to do so. This is just one example. Let's try another. Number 2. So our main idea for this one, libraries need to continue to receive government funding because of all the things libraries do for their communities. Our evidence for that, oftentimes, another transition word, libraries run many different educational classes for all ages. So pause this video to write down your answers to these 2 link questions here. What does the evidence say or mean? And how does the evidence prove that the position or the answer and the reason in the main idea are right? Press play when you are ready to see some sample answers. Okay, let's check out what we could have possibly put for this link. So same main idea, same piece of evidence. We're talking about libraries. Link 1, what does this evidence say or mean? Libraries are willing to help anyone and rarely charge for it. So we're just kind of paraphrasing our evidence up here. We're expanding on it and making it easier to understand. The libraries have all this stuff going on, and really they don't charge the public for it. Our second link element, how does the evidence prove that the position or the answer and the reason in the main idea are right? Libraries need funding to run these free services for their community members. So we're circling back to that idea that libraries need to continue to receive funding. We're seeing some similar wording here with a similar idea. And it's because of all the things they do. Now we're doing a specific thing here. We're adding a specific thing that they do to the community. Once again, lots of possible answers here. This is just one of many that would work. Let's try one more. So we have our main idea here. We have our topic, rainforests, our verb, need, our position or our answer, extra protection, and then our reason, because of how many species live there. Our evidence to support that main idea. Poison dart frogs only live in the Amazon rainforest. So, are things that we need to accomplish with our link. What does the evidence say or mean? And then also, how does the evidence prove that the position or the answer and the reason and the main idea are right? Pause this video to write down your sample answers so we can check our understanding, and then press play when you're ready to see some sample responses. Okay, let's check this out. Last one. Same main idea and evidence about rainforests and poison dart frogs, but what does this evidence mean? In my own words, if the rainforests are further destroyed, the world could lose its small population of poison dart frogs. So we're seeing this is one of the species that live in the rainforest, and what the consequences would be if they are further destroyed. Also, how does the evidence prove that our position or our answer that they need extra protection and the reason because these species need help are correct? Poison dart frogs and other species like it will be gone forever unless protections are increased for rainforests around the world. Again, there's lots of different answers for this. This is just one way to do it. But if you had something along these lines, then you should be in a very good position for when you're writing your links in the future. So, to conclude, we're wrapping up here. Links help explain the connection or the link between the evidence to the main idea in a MELCon paragraph. Links should be at least 2 sentences long because they are answering 2 questions. First, what is the evidence saying? And second, how does the evidence prove or connect to our position or answer and reason in our main idea sentence? If you have any questions, let your teacher know. Otherwise, keep working on your links and explaining the reasoning behind your thinking.